Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Traders Summit. With me for the very first time, I have Marcus Fetherston from Eightcap in Melbourne, Australia. You're the director of operations there, and I'm excited to have you on today's interview.
Fantastic. Thanks, Blake. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to have you. So, I want you to, let me put it this way. I think as traders, we're always interested to hear about new firms, companies, what you're doing. Tell us a little bit about Eightcap and what you guys do over there.
Yeah, sure. Well, Eightcap is a CFD Forex broker based in Melbourne, Australia. Been around since 2009. I should know that off the top of my head. We've been around for over 10 years now, with offices globally based in London, Bulgaria, Guatemala and Cyprus, and Melbourne is our head office, of course. So yeah, we've grown quite rapidly over the last 10 years to give quite a global offering. But yeah, really based in the CFD space with a big emphasis now on cryptocurrency derivatives as well. So yeah, just a bit of a quick background on the company and what we do.
So how many crypto like CFDs do you guys trade?
I don't have the exact number off the top of my head. It's I think a bit over 250 cryptocurrency derivatives right now.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, from what I understand, you there, Marcus, at Eightcap, I know you're director of operations, but tell us a little bit more about it, because I know you specialize in cryptos, but tell me a little bit how what you do over there at Eightcap specifically.
It's a great question. Sometimes I don't even know the answer. It's a bit of everything, being director of operations. I guess operations is a bit of a catch-all term, but I guess broadly speaking, it's everything relating to liquidity, trading infrastructure, and just delivering an end product to clients. So there's a whole myriad of things related with that, but I like to see it as, trading technology, getting the product, making it, I guess, palatable to traders, and then I guess serving it out into the trading platform for our clients to use. So just everything surrounding that, I'm helping get involved with the chaos of it, and, I guess, be the glue at the company to bring all these products and all parts of it together.
Well, that's awesome. So when you have, like, let's just say 250 CFD crypto products that are available, are you personally responsible, like, for telling leadership, hey, we should be adding this one to our offering, or how does that actually work?
Yeah, well, essentially, this sort of was originally an idea I came up with. I think we were looking out in the industry, sort of on both sides, in the crypto space and the CFD space. Sort of as a trader myself, and working in the industry for a few years. I know back in like 2017 or so, cryptos were becoming really hot, really massive at the time, and I think a lot of the CFD industry latched onto it a bit too late around December. I remember they're launching a cryptocurrency CFD offering in December 2017, and chaos, erupted. If you look at the charts right after that, at the start of 2018, I think we all know what happened afterwards, and a lot of volatility and a lot of interesting trading occurred. And I guess following on from that, there was a lot of ICOs came out. A lot of, it was sort of a weird year for crypto 2018, and a big sort of bull market erupted. And I think after that, a lot of the CFD industry kind of left cryptos by the wayside as sort of not a failed experiment, but something that was what it was. And they kept the offering that they had. And meanwhile, in the crypto space, you're seeing all these offshore, I guess, crypto exchanges like BitMEX, and a variety of others coming out with crypto derivative products, and were dealing large quantities of it, very large volumes as well, which was very interesting. So there's kind of like this divergence at the time in the space. You looked offshore, completely unregulated. There was some really tight spreads, great trading conditions, and a lot of cryptos being offered. Then you looked onshore at a lot of CFD brokers, I'm sure, great KYC policies, AML, regulated, licensed, etc. But they're only really offering a handful of cryptos. So there was really like this disparity between, great trading conditions, unlicensed, and, licensed and quite a poor crypto offering. So yeah, at the time, that was something I brought to management as something that could really sort of marry up the best of both worlds. And that, so a bit of a long-winded answer to your question, Blake, but I guess, yeah, I think anytime there's something that we want to launch, something we're interested in, I have a large degree of control on that, and I can bring things to management, and we just get things done very flexibly. We've had clients just come on live chat and say, hey, can you add this crypto? We'll do the research, see if the market's there on the derivative side, and we'll spin it up in a few days. We recently did that about a month or two ago with a lot of the, I guess, metaverse cryptos. So, we put Sand on, engine and Meta as well. So we chucked a whole bunch of different metaverse related ones on in just a few days, which was, quite a good production cycle. So yeah, large degree of control. And yeah, I'm pretty much managing the whole crypto offering here at Eightcap.
Well, that's pretty awesome, and that's pretty outstanding. So, tell me a little bit about your personal experience with crypto. I know you're very active as far as trading goes. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you've been trading crypto.
Yeah, it's been like a lot of traders' journeys in anything. It's been a very up and down journey for me. So I started trading in 2016. I think I was more originally drawn to crypto for the more, I guess, political, ideological reasons. I liked reading a lot of books on it, and I thought as a concept it was very good. And so yeah, I remember getting into Bitcoin and Ethereum back in 2016, rather unsuccessfully over the long term, I might add. And likewise, because I was exposed to it in my work life as well, I think when 2018 rolled around, the bull market kind of ended, bear market sets in, left, right, and center, you're seeing scammy ICOs everywhere, and you can't help but feel that, the ride is over. And, this was, I think the ideology kind of died with me at that time, because on one hand, it's, this thing that's meant to change the world. And then you're looking out in the space, and all I was seeing was, not the best actors. I'll just put it like that.
Okay.
So I lost a bit of faith, I guess, during 2018, but I guess it was sort of, I was still trading, I guess, more on the technical side of things, but the underlying fundamentals in that were kind of, I guess, missing for me, and rather foolishly, I'll add, at the time, because I guess I just wasn't really seeing deeper to the true sort of the true actors, the true characters that remain during a bear market that were building really great things during that period in 2018. But then sort of fast forward, like towards the end of 2019 and the start of 2020, just the technology just erupted. Like, I think the thing a lot of people were waiting for ideologically really came out in a lot of the work that was going on in DeFi, which, has now led to a myriad of things, NFTs, parts of the metaverse, GameFi, like a whole world of things. But I think it was at that time where I was starting to see, this ideological side of the technologies, starting to happen. You were looking at these stable coin yields that were, just astronomical. If you can earn 10% on a stable coin like Tether or DAI or something like that, compared to, I don't know what a bank account was paying at the time, but you're probably losing money, having it in the bank with the interest rates that were around. And at that point, the technology was showing the actual value that I think people were waiting years and years to sort of see. I remember you're talking to people at family barbecues and stuff in 2017 saying, this could change the world. This is great technology. And they'll say, yeah, but like, what does it do, like in the day-to-day sense? And it was always hard to come up with an answer. It was always in futuro, I guess. But then, I think around DeFi summer, this technology was starting to surpass a lot of what we were seeing in traditional finance for yields. But also, I think in the trading sense, day to day, and I think this is where derivatives are really great, you were sort of seeing once certain highs were reached, or they were sort of, when a lot of crypto markets were starting to sort of hit all-time highs and bounce off that, if there was sort of a pricing channel established, the technicals are just obeyed so efficiently. I've spoken to a lot of, I guess, Forex traders that have been around for a while. And I don't know if you have thoughts on this, but a lot of people sort of saying it reminds them of Forex, like 25, 30 years ago, before a lot of, like, I guess, institutional sort of, high frequency traders, non-bank LPs came into the space. It was, it comes off a high, maybe the volatility ends a bit, and these price channels are just so efficient. And I just thought, I started looking at it through that angle and thinking that's really great for, I guess the day trading, the technical trading side of things in that sense. And I think that's what sort of started making me look into the derivative space offshore. And, after looking at that for a while, making trades and that, seeing that, there was some great trading conditions, but the product was ultimately flawed. It was sort of like merging my work and personal life, where it's like, oh, wait, why aren't CFD brokers doing this as well? And so that's like the round sort of circle kind of journey in both, like, the trading side for me personally, and then, putting this offering out with Eightcap.
Well, that's, and just to confirm what you were saying, crypto, as being in the currency market myself for over 20 years now, looking at crypto is more like looking at currencies 20 years ago. And it was a lot less polluted with algorithmic, systematic type of trading. And so, technicals are very, very much I would say it's a much easier market to trade from a technical perspective for those of us that are old school chart technicians. So let me ask you this now, Marcus, how do you see the future, or where do you see the future of crypto going? Because, as you said, you lost some faith a few years ago. Do you think the market's going through a change? Is there going to be another lull? Are we waiting between halving periods, or what? And what do you think is the technology that's going to really emerge to really lead the crypto charge in the next bull market, if you will?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think I have a lot more faith, regardless of whether, bull markets continue, we enter a bear phase, I don't have the answers on that. I can only speculate, obviously. But I think what I've learned from, 2018 in that is, even if it hits a bear phase, it's about keeping the faith and just, I think, looking for the good actors and following them, because they're going to really give you a truth of what's going on in the technology.
And what represents a good actor, if you will?
Yeah, well, very hard to spot sometimes in crypto, because it's kind of funny. The people you think are good actors for years, you then realize aren't, just getting, paid to shill things on Twitter and that. But I think it's more people. I listen to a lot of podcasts and that, and, read a good few blogs. And I think it's people that purely talk about the technology. They're not interviewing just the CEO of some random coin you've never heard of that's going to 100x or something like that. I think it's when you get people that talk about a variety of topics in crypto, they talk about the technology. I think they interview the right people as well. I think that's really good. I think, look, a lot of these actors, these people, I guess, in the space, look, they do need to make money. And I'm sure there are some sort of, exchanges that take place in that. And that's understandable for them to push things. But I think when they're very clear about their advertising for someone, they're saying this is a paid promotion, that means a lot. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying before, I think it's when people talk purely about the technology side of things and, comparing different technologies and that, and it's purely a fundamentalist discussion. I can really get around and have a bit more trust in what they're saying long-term, as opposed to buy this coin, it's going to 100x in the next day, as a vast comparison, I guess.
So what are the products right now that you see that are the most promising to you? Like if I was a newbie crypto investor and trader, and I really wanted to make sure I was just trading some of the more, the good names out there, what are some of the better products to be trading in your view right now?
Yeah, it's a great question. Look, I guess getting back to my trading journey, there is an answer coming, I promise. I think getting back to my trading journey, I think, like I said before, you're at the family barbecue, someone says, well, your uncle says, what's the point of crypto? Like, what's it going to do? And your answer is purely ideological. And even if you have an answer like, I can put my, money into X coin and, stake it and get this insane yield, to the everyday person, that's a 5-step process right now. A lot of great companies are coming out that are making that shorter, because right now, you have to exchange your fiat for crypto or a good stable coin to then transfer, between, a centralized exchange to a decentralized exchange, transfer it around a bit more and end up in the location you need, and then stake something. And that's just too long a process, for the everyday person that's used to just, depositing money in a bank account and, spending it on card, and that's it. So I'm definitely a believer. Like, my big focus from an ideological point of view, I think, is finding cryptos that really help service that, I guess, disconnect between the fiat world and everything like that and the crypto world. Because I think sometimes in the crypto space, people get a bit, I guess, they're in their own kind of cave a bit. And, so they're in a Discord with 15,000 other people saying, this is going to change the world. This is great. This is better than this coin for X, Y, and Z reason. But you still got to remember, it's 15,000 people. Mass adoption is going to happen on a global scale with, hundreds of millions or billions of people. So I think from like a pure long-term point of view, this is just my personal opinion, I try to focus on things that really help bridge that gap. And I think the key to that are stable coins. Stable coins, for those watching not aware, so things that are usually tied or pegged to a fiat currency. Such as, DAI, Tether, USDC are popular ones. I think finding a system that can operate a great stable coin is the key to, I guess, mass adoption of crypto. And the one that I'm sort of very long-term bullish on is Terra Luna, which has seen some great growth actually in the recent months. And the reason that is because I think it's a good, regulatory hedge in crypto as well. Most stable coins are just directly pegged to the US dollar. And are usually claimed to be backed by an equal amount of worth in, in US dollars as well. Some people have issue with that because it kind of makes crypto redundant in a certain way. If you're just backing cryptos with real money. So it's like, well, what's the difference? Obviously, you can use it and spend it freely and stake it in the crypto universe, but ultimately that leads to a lot of problems. We've seen Tether, a lot of viewers probably know in recent years undergo a lot of scrutiny for not keeping that proper backing of US dollars. But what I like about Terra Luna, so Terra Luna, for those who don't know, it's there is the Luna coin, which is not a stable coin. But it pretty much comes with its own, blockchain and ecosystem and everything like that. But as a stable coin, they offer UST, or just purely Terra, which is algorithmically tied to the value of Luna. So it actually can avoid a lot of regulatory scrutiny, where we're seeing in the US people saying, US dollar-backed coins. That sort of brings USDC, it brings USDT, and a myriad of other stable coins to the forefront for being regulated and potentially held back, because some people might see them as some form of derivative asset drawing value directly from US dollar if it's directly pegged to it. But I think what's great about the Terra Luna ecosystem is there is kind of this algorithmic sort of linking between the Luna stablecoin and the Terra, the Luna altcoin and the Terra stablecoin. And in that algorithmic backing, it pretty much gives a lot of great arbitrage opportunities for traders, so that when you see a disparity between Terra and the US dollar, traders come in and through arbitrage techniques and trading, bring it back to parity again. So it avoids a lot of regulatory oversight as well. It's a more honest backing stable coin rather than claiming to be pegged or backed by direct US dollars. So it's something I feel is great, because that is the perfect model of stablecoin to me, that I think isn't just, being backed by US dollars, can sort of give a lot of opportunities to traders as well. There's a lot of great projects that work on that arbitrage side. And sort of from that, I think it has a great community as well. And I think community is really big in crypto. And I guess for anyone watching, I think a good way to sort of see the future of a coin is to look at its community and how dedicated they are. Sometimes it's great to go into Twitter, go into the Discords, and sort of see what they're saying. And that it is a very interesting world, crypto. And I think that dedication of community is kind of weird, actually. Like, at times you're looking at it and you're like, you got people wearing like t-shirts with like their favorite, altcoin on it that they back. It's like a rock band. Like, I don't see Forex traders walking around with like a yen t-shirt or something on. It's a weird community, I'm not against yen t-shirts. I think that would be kind of cool. But yeah, I think
I'm going to run with that idea. Don't you worry about it.
We'll do it. We'll get our favorite crosses and everything on t-shirts and everything like that. Euro dollar, get the majors. I think there's a merch business in there for it, Blake. I mean, as long as we go halves on it, I'm all for it.
Well, Marcus, I'll tell you, this has been very enlightening from just learning more about, different cryptos, getting to know more about your background. And, from time to time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to you. We're going to bring you on, and we're going to, kind of talk about different setups that you see in the crypto space and look at some of your favorite trades that are developing. But I think this gives people at Traders Summit a good idea of who you are, who Eightcap is, and they have a little bit better idea of, what currencies and what cryptocurrencies to be trading. So let me ask you this: how do people follow your work specifically? Like, I know who Eightcap is. I know, I know your name is Marcus, but how do I find out more about you?
Yeah, well, I'm actually, funnily enough, a bit of a passive participant, I guess, in crypto, watching from a distance and that. And I'm not really putting a lot of ideas out there right now. I'm I'm the liquidity guy. I'm the guy making the product and serving it out. So obviously, I've never really been more in the market analyst space, like yourself and, a lot of other people that work at brokers. But I guess, in the coming months, I'm getting more involved in sort of the research side as well. Eightcap has a lot of great content pieces coming. Awesome. Soon to be launching our TradingView integration as well in the coming months. So we're trying to get really active and post a lot of ideas on there. So we're getting all of that up and running at this rate. But yeah, it's something that, I'm just sort of diving into now. And I think that's kind of a good thing because, I'm coming at it from a personal perspective and also the liquidity side as well. So I guess it does give me a bit of a different angle as well, looking at sort of how liquidity is moving out there, how order books are changing, how money's sort of flowing in and out of different coins, which can be sort of very, I guess, useful perspective on it. But yeah, I'd like to think that coming from that angle has a bit more, I guess, honesty from a lot of other people in the space who have just dove into sort of the analyst part on Twitter or something rapidly. I don't know, but yeah, so quite new to the sort of the idea side and the analyst side. But yeah, we have some really great things coming out in the next few months. So I'll keep you posted and
That sounds
watch
great.
this space, so to speak.
Awesome. Well, if you guys are watching us on the Traders Summit site or on YouTube, make sure you give Marcus a big thumbs up for this content. And if you click the link below, it's going to take you directly to Eightcap so you can find out more about what Eightcap does. Marcus, I want to thank you for your time today on behalf of the Traders Summit community. And I look forward to having another conversation with you in the very near future.
Thanks, Blake. It's great to be here.
Hey traders, Blake Morrow here. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also click the bell notifications so you do not miss any of our market-related trading analysis from some of the leading industry experts. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next video.